Today, historians continue to study the extraordinary life of Alexander the Great. But behind every legendary conqueror is a human story, a story of courage, sacrifice, impossible decisions, and an ambition that knew no limits. So, if you enjoy cinematic history documentaries based on real historical sources, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next journey into the past. Now, travel back with us to ancient Macedonia and witness the rise of the man who would become one of history's greatest conquerors. Alexander's story didn't begin on a battlefield. It began in 356 BC in the royal city of Pella, the capital of Macedonia. He was born into the powerful Argead dynasty, the son of King Philip II, the ruler who transformed Macedonia into the strongest military power in Greece, and Queen Olympias, Princess of Epirus. From the very beginning, Alexander was being prepared for something extraordinary. When he was just 13 years old, his father chose one of the greatest minds in history to become his teacher. His name was Aristotle. For the next 3 years, Aristotle introduced the young prince to philosophy, medicine, and scientific investigation. He encouraged Alexander to ask questions about the world and to seek knowledge wherever it could be found. But Alexander would eventually reject one of Aristotle's most famous beliefs. Aristotle believed that non-Greeks were naturally inferior. Alexander would later spend much of his life proving otherwise. His education shaped his mind, his father shaped his ambition, and the battlefield would shape his destiny. At only 16 years old, while Philip campaigned far from home, Alexander was left in charge of Macedonia. Most teenagers today are worrying about their future. Alexander was defending an entire kingdom. When the Thracian tribe known as the Mede rebelled, he acted without hesitation. He defeated them, secured the region, and showed everyone that he was more than simply the king's son. He was already becoming a commander. 2 years later, he would face an even greater test, the Battle of Chaeronea. It was here that Alexander led the left wing of the Macedonian army. During the fighting, he helped break the sacred band of Thebes, an elite force famous throughout Greece for its discipline and courage. The victory gave Macedonia control over the Greek world, and it announced Alexander to history. But just as his military reputation was growing, trouble erupted inside the royal family. Alexander was only 20 years old when everything changed. In 336 BC, King Philip II was assassinated. The man who had united Macedonia and prepared the invasion of Persia was suddenly gone. For many kingdoms, the death of a powerful ruler meant chaos. For Alexander, it became his greatest test. The Macedonian army immediately proclaimed him king, but wearing the crown was only the beginning. To secure his throne, Alexander moved with astonishing speed. He executed the princes of Lyncestis, who were accused of involvement in Philip's murder. He also eliminated rival claimants and the political faction that opposed him. It was ruthless, but in the ancient world, hesitation often meant death. With Macedonia secured, Alexander turned his attention south. Some Greek cities believed the young king lacked his father's authority. Thessaly began to waver, hoping to escape Macedonian control. Alexander marched south before they could unite against him. His speed alone changed everything. Thessaly submitted, and at the League of Corinth, Alexander was appointed supreme commander of the planned invasion of Persia, the very campaign his father had begun preparing. The dream of conquering the Persian Empire would now belong to the son. Before returning home, Alexander stopped at Delphi. According to the tradition recorded in the source, the Pythian priestess proclaimed him invincible. Whether people believed those words or not, they would soon spread throughout Greece. But first, Alexander had to prove he could keep Greece under his control. In the spring of 335 BC, Alexander marched north into Thrace. He forced his way through the Shipka Pass, defeated the Triballi, crossed the Danube, and dispersed the Getae beyond the river. Then he turned west and crushed an invading coalition of Illyrian tribes. It was an extraordinary campaign. But while Alexander fought in the north, a dangerous rumor swept across Greece. Alexander was dead. The city of Thebes rose in revolt. Other Greek states watched closely. Athens even voted to send assistance. If the rebellion succeeded, everything Philip had built could collapse. Alexander didn't wait. From Pelion in Illyria, he marched nearly 240 miles in just 14 days. His appearance outside the walls of Thebes stunned the rebels. Alexander demanded surrender. The Thebans refused. The assault began. When the fighting ended, the city lay in ruins. Around 6,000 people were killed, and the surviving population was sold into slavery. Only the temples and the house of the poet Pindar were spared. The destruction of Thebes sent a clear message across Greece. Resistance would come at an unbearable price. Athens, seeing what had happened, was treated far more leniently. Macedonian garrisons remained in key cities, and Greece fell silent. Now, nothing stood between Alexander and the greatest empire on earth. Alexander's life lasted only 32 years. Yet in those few years, he changed the ancient world forever. His empire stretched farther than any Greek kingdom before it. His victories transformed cultures across 3 continents, and the kingdoms that emerged after his death shaped history for centuries. Whether remembered as a brilliant military commander, a visionary ruler, or a man driven by limitless ambition, one thing is certain. Few names have left a mark on history as enduring as Alexander the Great. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with anyone who loves history. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What do you think was Alexander's greatest achievement or his greatest mistake? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next journey through history.